Time is 10:22 a.m. There will be no action taken on agenda item number 7. I'll entertain a motion to go back in regular. Make a motion to go back in the regular session.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Morton. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Ayes have it, we're back in regular session. Agenda item number 8. Commissioner King, precinct 2, discuss take action on approving the proclamation for National Sexual Assault Awareness Prevention Month, March 2026.
Yep, I will hand this off to Bobby Joe.
Proclamation for Sexual Assault Awareness Month, whereas every 68 seconds another person in the United States is sexually assaulted, and in Texas 2 in 5 women and 1 in 5 men are victims of sexual assault. And in fiscal year 2025, Thriving Hearts Crisis Center rendered 552 services to 93 survivors of sexual violence and provided 94 hospital accompaniments for sexual assault victims. Whereas most victims are sexually assaulted by someone they know, and only 10% of rapes ever reported to law enforcement. Whereas it is appropriate to salute the more than 20 million victims who have survived sexual assault in the United States and the effort of victims, volunteers, and professionals who combat sexual assault. Whereas national and community organizations and private sector supporters should be recognized and applauded for their work in promoting awareness about sexual assault. Whereas police, forensic workers, and prosecutors should be recognized and commended for their hard work and innovative strategies to increase the percentage of sexual assault cases that resolve in the prosecution and incarceration of the offenders. Whereas sexual violence is a persistent and pervasive problem in our society, one that requires attention year-round, and in order to foster healthy communities, all citizens must support the effort to end sexual violence every month of the year. And whereas national and community organizations, businesses in the private sector, and the media are urged through national sexual assault awareness of sexual violence and strategies to decrease the incidence of sexual assault. Now, therefore, we, the undersigned, do hereby proclaim the month of April as National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month in Wilson County, and ask all citizens to observe this month by supporting the goals and ideas of victims and those working toward awareness and prevention, and by participating in community efforts. In
All right.
this, you want me to do it? Okay. I usually read them all, so.
All right, Commissioners, will entertain a motion to accept this proclamation.
I'll make a motion to accept the proclamation for National Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month for March of 2026.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Morton. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 8? Here none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. And witness whereof, we have here unto set our hand this 23rd day of March 2026. Henry L. Whitman, Jr., County Judge, Jerry Martin, Commissioner Precinct 1, Jeffrey Berdola, Commissioner Precinct 3, Russell King, Commissioner Precinct 2, and John Scott Aiken, Commissioner Precinct 3.
I also put some brochures for sexual assault, and the other one is about what we have, what we offer. And then there's 2 cards. One is sexual assault, and one is with my name. You can reach me at the cell if you have any questions about anything. And
Did you have something else coming up in another agenda, another report? Okay.
no, sir.
Tell them about the thrift store.
So we also have what is the thrift store in Seguin. It's called the Granny. All proceeds, anybody that donates to them, all proceeds come back to the shelter to help with our victims. The only thing that we do not take are beds. That's what
You
I
take
know.
clothing items,
I'm sorry.
take clothing items, things like
Yes,
that? Okay.
And they're located in Seguin, down from Church Supply. I don't know the direct address, but I can get it if you need to.
Yeah, you have a P.O. box.
5 Courts Mall. If I remember.
Actually, they moved to the corner. They used to be on the side, and they moved down into the corner. I think it was,
There's Harbor Freight, there's the pet store, there's Office Depot, there's Tractor Supply, all
so
of that.
from the Tractor Supply, go down into the very, it's like in the corner, they moved over to there, so, but yes,
Very good.
thank you. Oh, should I get a picture?
Sure, hey, you know what, that's fine.
Yes.
Move to agenda item number 9, Gary Morton, Commissioner Precinct 1, discuss take action regarding the submission of an application for the Sheriff's Immigration Law Enforcement Grant Program, Senate Bill number 8.
You got it, Sheriff.
I think we need to look at it a little more closely, Judge. So we take care of number 9 first. To the G. But the way the Senate Bill 8 works, until we ratify the 287G, we can't apply.
Okay, so we're gonna make that in order. Right, so let's suspend the rule. And, move to item number 10, we'll move to number 9. Are we in agreement to suspend the rules, Commissioner?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So in reference to the 287G agreements and memorandum of understanding between the sheriff's office and ICE for very minimal abilities as far as ICE gives us federal legal representation to arrest for certain things, maybe just illegal aliens. And we can do that without an ICE person. The last legislature mandated that the sheriffs enter into this agreement. And, the next item, Senate Bill 8, they actually provided funding
Who will make the account? Who will develop it? Is it Ms. Moose? This account that we're gonna need for these funds to go in?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay, all right. All right, having gotten that out of the way, Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 10.
I'll make a motion to ratify the memorandum of agreement 287G task force model with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and establish a bank account to accept funds generated from those meetings.
Second.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Morton, seconded by Commissioner Aiken. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 10? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. We go back to agenda item number 9 again. Commissioner want to discuss take action regarding the submission of an application with the Sheriff's Immigration Law Enforcement Grant Program, Senate Bill number 8.
Yes, sir. We, basically are requesting permission to apply for the grant out of Senate Bill 8, which allows for us to collect $80,000 in the furtherance of the 287G project. And the grant runs basically like Senate Bill 22. They supply the funds, and then we have direction on how we can utilize those funds, mainly for equipment. But the equipment has to be in furtherance of the 287G.
And that's for 2 years.
Grant
funds may be spent
I
over
think it is
a
for
2 year
2 years.
period.
And that reimburses you two for each, one of your deputies that is certified by ICE or multiple.
The ICE funding becomes separate from the Senate Bill 8.
So that's.
Senate Bill 8 is $80,000, basically like Senate Bill 22. It's just to provide, for me to be able to provide the resources we need in order to function to these things.
Is this something we gotta apply for every year? Or we-
I think every 2 years, probably,
We're going to set the session.
every other session maybe.
Well, that's all.
All right, Commissioners, will entertain motion on agenda item number 9.
Make a motion to, submit an application for the Sheriff's Immigration Law Enforcement Grant Program, Senate Bill 8.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Any other discussion regarding this item? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Go back in regular order, agenda item number 11. Again, Commissioner Martin discussed taking action to approve Southern Health Partners for inmate health program.
Southern Health Partners, the auditor found that, on questioning that we had never ratified or signed the agreement for the health, for the jail. We budgeted for it, but we never followed through and brought it to the court. All I'm asking is that they go ahead and sign this and continue with that until September 30th.
Do we normally offer, do you want us to authorize you to sign it?
It's always been signed by the judge.
And that's what we have budgeted.
Yes. Yes, in their contract. Their contract is for $217,822.32, and there's $220,000 budgeted.
I'll make a motion to approve the Southern Health Partners contract for the inmate health program and authorize the county judge to sign.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Do we have any other discussion regarding agenda item number 11?
Now, previously, I thought we had approved it, you're just saying that we never ratified the agreement.
Yes, the contract's being that this is an annual renewal, and usually they adjust the pricing
Right.
year to year.
Cost of living.
Normally, we go ahead before the budget done and have this through the court and sign, but for some reason it was dropped in the process.
Any other discussion, Bill? Call for the vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Agenda item number 12, Commissioner King, precinct 2. We have the county attorney with us to discuss take action to authorize the county attorney to develop an open record schedule for all open record requests made to the county, establish guidelines for waiver of fees, determine allocations of fees.
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of open requests and getting inundated and flooded with this. I'm gonna pass this on to you.
Yes, that's correct. We have received numerous open records requests across the county, different departments. And some of these requests can be very time consuming and require voluminous documents or a great deal of manpower. The state of Texas allows us to charge the public. The Attorney General has established a fee schedule for open records from copies to USB to time, their procedures as to when people are invoiced, and it also allows for a waiver if it's determined that it's in the public interest. So we're asking the court to authorize us to develop this request fee, which would be in line with the Attorney General's suggested fee schedule, establish a policy, but we also need some guidance as to where these fees are to be paid to. If it's the individual department providing the information, or the general fund, so we need some direction from the court on that, but we'd like to publish that also on the website so that the public is aware that they have a right to the public information, but if it is going to require a great deal of resources, then there may be a fee or a charge attached to that.
Ms. Earl, what would be the waiver? Let's say there's somebody indigent, I don't want to get called like, I don't have enough money to do this.
It has to be considered in the public interest. If it's a national survey that's being done and they need information, sometimes the news media, it's in the interest of the public to know and be aware of what's going on. Sometimes it's just an individual who, for their personal reason, we're not allowed to ask their reasons. Everyone, these are public records, so we can't say, well, why do you need them, and we'll determine whether you're entitled to a waiver. It's really just the general information that it's coming from, and it's usually done on a case-by-case basis. We have been very, very lenient in not charging, but with the volume that's coming in and the amount of manpower and resources that it's taking, there should be something attached to it, even local.
And I'm assuming that everybody's gonna go by what the,
Yes.
I know the Karnes County just people are similar, but I didn't look at the price, I'm assuming they did the same thing.
Yes, we're not going to be excessive or burdensome. The Attorney General does have a schedule. I believe that may have been provided, if not, what it is, that's what we intend to follow, the Attorney General's recommendation for costs. And time also, if it's labor, and it's gonna take 10, 15 hours to gather this data, then there will be some fees. It is taken away from someone's duties, and it is taking out county resources to be able to fulfill these requests.
All right, Commissioner Bonner, can I motion?
I think, well, she went a little, so how would you prefer to see, or, I guess the problem is, you know, if they made an open records request to me, I got no way to accept the money. So that's not gonna work for a lot of departments, you know, if it's at the library or something, well, they've got, whatever they got.
I would assume he sent it to you,
Correct.
to the county attorney's office, from that time, that's,
I mean, we don't have a policy on this either. I personally, it's not on the agenda, but I'd like to see a policy specifically for open records requests, how they get to go and probably do a better job of that. But for the purposes of receiving money, that's my big question today.
All we have is the previous county attorney advised us, whenever you get an open, records request, send it to my office and we will handle it. And so I've always,
Yeah,
They're not
no,
set
but
up-
we don't,
They're not set up to handle money either.
I wasn't talking about the money, I was talking about up to this point. The only thing that I have been advised is if we receive it, give it to their office and they handle it. And
well, there's some steps to that, because our office doesn't have access to records. I mean, we have our own county records, county attorney's records, but I don't have access to the auditor's records, the county treasurer, the tax assessor. We don't have access to that to be able to comply with that. All we do is review what that individual who does have access produces.
And that's what I was gonna follow up with. In the few times that I have been hit with requests, then your office came back with, if this record exists, then you need to present it, and we will be happy to review it as well. And so that's the guidance that was given.
And we are working on establishing a uniform policy for all the departments, so there's a little more guidance, so we will be working what to do and how to manage the request. Commissioner Martin talks about the fee and, well, how does he charge the fee and he can't take. So, those fees can be charged to the requester, but then we need some direction of how they're to be paid, either through, the treasurer, I mean, I don't know, and then what fund is it gonna go into? Is it gonna go into that particular department's fund that's requesting it, or the general fund for the county? So we need some guidance of where you want this money. I mean, it may not be a lot, $30, $15, but if they add up, it could be several $100s a year.
Ms. Moose, would it go in the general fund?
We would probably need to discuss where you would like it, because it can be the general fund, or if you're talking regarding department, setting up a line item for something like that, or miscellaneous revenue within that department, they're able to do that.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know, for example, if somebody from Bird Department got an open records request, and they had to spend 10 hours, so, I mean, I kind of feel like if their department should get, if it's labor. You know, if it's just a general fee, then it can go into the general fund. But it's kind of a way, because maybe they had to pay that person overtime to stay or something. I don't know.
So ours does go to the general fund. Any requests like that, when we charge them, we get a lot. It does go, the whole thing goes to the general fund, just so you
But that's fine until we have a good policy. So I would say, do you mind if they come and pay your office?
I mean, if it makes it easy, that
Would
it
we,
was going to
we
the
get
general
those
fund.
documents and give them to them and say, here it is, it's $4.95, and then they collect the money in the document? How does that work?
Well, the requester should send an invoice to, the person who got the request should send an invoice. I have your records, but it's going to cost you, and here's an invoice, manpower, copies, USB, whatever. And then when the individual pays, then there's so many days in which we have to give them their
Pay.
money, if they pay. If they don't pay, then the request pretty much, is considered withdrawn. So they just need to know, and then the invoice, it can state, please make payment to Wilson County clerk, auditor, whatever.
So if they don't respond
Which
within
is the all
60
right
days,
Just
it's
do it to
over.
your system.
The request is withdrawn.
County clerk is able to accept the credit cards if they were to pay
Right,
back.
well, that's the
Or
thing,
we
is
could.
they take, they don't still take check too.
And the invoice can say, please take this receipt to the county clerk for payment. And then they'll get a receipt and show it.
Okay. Any other discussion on agenda item number 12?
One or two motions.
Either way, you can do it in one, you can do it, come together. Adopt the fee schedule and then payments, but you can do that.
Entertain a motion with the amendment.
I make a motion to authorize the county attorney to develop open records request for schedule for all open records requests made to the county, establish guidelines for waiver and fees, and determine allocations of fees paid to Wilson County and the general,
Clerk's office. At the clerk's office.
at the clerk's office, to the general fund.
And I would say that you need to say approve the attorney general's fees.
And approve the attorney general's fees.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, motion made by Commissioner King, do I have a second?
Second.
All right, motion made by Commissioner King, second by Commissioner Martin. Any other discussion regarding the agenda item number 12? We have a good understanding. All right, All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Agenda item number 13, we have John Scott Hagan, Commissioner Precinct 4A, discuss and take action to allow for the closing of County Road 482 for a duration not to exceed 14 calendar days for the purpose of installing underground utility lines. This road closure is contingent upon receiving a signed road use agreement from Clear Fork Creek Solar LLC and the landowner. Once a suitable alternative route has been constructed and has been inspected and approved by the county commissioner, we have 3 public comments.
Sure, but I would like to state, and I'm open to the public comments taking place. I'm gonna ask the table 13 and 14, Judge.
Okay.
But I'm not opposed to the public comments taking place.
Okay, so,
Is your, do you have any guidance?
let's go ahead and do the motion. There's been a motion to table, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Hagan, second by Commissioner Morton. Further discussion regarding this table, it's not debatable. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against? Motion is tabled. We have Ms. Love for our first speaker.
Seems a little strange to have to come up here and talk to the motion that's been tabled. How many of you seen the road? I know Scott has. How many of you seen one house on it? There's also someone who's,
Two. We can go check, there's 2, trust me.
well, there is another house there, but no one's living in it.
No. There are 2 different families that live down the end of that road. But go ahead.
Okay, I think that's wrong. I also, if you're gonna count that.
Are you counting out the Mejias or the Tallies? Because those are the
No,
2 families.
Well, what about Enrique Tiscarena? Also lives on that road. Right, okay,
I know about-
nobody's seen it, I suggest that you go see it, I'm asking for transparency from everybody on this board. I don't think anybody in the county should be having any kind of agreement with Clear Fork on anything. And the fact that he wants to have county maintenance of that road for this group, I think is ridiculous, so.
I'm sorry, but what is your,
That road is not as long as this building is. Why are you even talking about?
.844 miles, but I mean, what
I'm
is your
sorry,
question? .844 miles from the highway to the end of it.
My question is,
Sure.
why is the county involved at all? The county's been grading a lot of roads, and I'd like to see the.
It's a county
audit.
road.
I'd like to see the audit. It's not a through road, doesn't go anywhere.
No, it is a county road.
But it does, it's not a through road, it is a very short road. Thank you.
What do you think request starts is about?
I don't know the table is.
So Commissioner Hagan, just so clear, it 13, table 13A and B?
Table 13 entirely.
Entirely,
Yes,
okay.
entirely.
Mr. Rhonda?
So it is strange that we're here to talk about an item that's tabled, okay. This is for 13 and 14, can I combine them?
Sure.
Okay. Before I get started, agenda item 6, I'm not discussing, debating, but it was very vaguely written, so people didn't know what to talk about. So the name, I'm just suggesting maybe next time put the name of the project so that people can do a little bit of research before they come to speak about it. One of the key questions from that group that left today, and I would have been able to ask this prior to them coming, but one question that was not asked was if they plan either indirectly or directly to have any kind of, if they plan to indirectly or directly sell the power that they capture to a data center of any kind. That question was not asked of them, but I went and asked them in the hallway. They said that they are currently in the bidding proposal process with CPS, and that typically whoever they sell their power to is who makes the arrangement with, like, Google and the other big businesses, is how they worded it to me. So, in summary, yes, that solar project will feed a data center at some point. That goes into 13 and 14, same thing. I did a request to Clear Fork Solar, for the Clear Fork Solar project. That request was sent to Enbridge.
They're the power company that's developing that project. They own it 100%. And in that request, I asked them a variety of questions, who they were selling their power to, and et cetera. They said, and I asked specifically about a data center. They said that the utility-scaled solar generation facility has no current plans to include an on-site co-located data center. That's not saying that there will be another property with that data center on it. So that was a big concern. So they, strategically got around that question, right? I asked who the power would be sold to. They said that it would be going back to ERCOT, the Texas Electric Grid, but that a subsidiary of Meta Platforms has agreed to purchase 100% of that project's environmental attributes. So that means, again, Meta, right, owns Facebook and Messenger and Instagram, the several social media platforms. That's a data center, just to put it in summary. So, bottom line, we are not, me and people that have been working on this project, we do not want to see this company get anything out of county taxpayers. We do not want them to have a tax abatement. We want to protect our resources and our farmlands. And I know you're limited to what you can do, but there are things that you can do, as in deny a tax abatement, because we know that's coming from any solar project that comes our way. That's all I have to say.
Mr. Wall?
I pretty much said what I was gonna say.
Okay. All right, so we table that, agenda item number 14, John Scott Hagan, Commissioner Precinct 4A, discuss and take action to allow Wilson County Precinct 4 to enter into a building.
We tabled that too.
Well, I asked for it, but we can go ahead and go through
Let's
it.
do it.
We never did really acknowledge it.
So let me read through it, and you can do it. Road improvement agreement with Clear Fork Solar LLC for the purpose of improving the driving surface of County Road 42, Wilson County Precinct 4, will supply the labor, equipment for improving the road surface upon project completion. Clear Fork Creek Solar LLC shall reimburse the county a total amount not to exceed $46,355. The estimated cost of delivered in-road millings and the cost of pour. B, discuss take action to authorize the county clerk to sign an agreement with Clear Fork Creek Solar LLC for the purpose of improving County Road 482. You have a motion to table?
Yes, sir.
Motion to table by Commissioner Aiken, do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cordova. All those in favor of the table, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Are you planning on bringing this, both these back again? Or?
That will be between the county attorney's office, myself, and, the reason for the request to table is that we still feel like there are things that need to be worked out to make sure that we protect the county from any exposure in number 13, specifically. 14 was hand in hand with 13, is, during the course of working on that, was able to discuss with the company on, hey, after you get done with this, then is, the potential of us cost sharing improving the road. And they go, well, give us what you have in mind. And my thoughts were that they would provide for all materials delivery, and the county would provide the resources, being the labor and the trucking, which any of the commissioners that sit up here will tell you that if they could make that kind of deal, they'd be doing it all day long and twice on Sunday, to be able to make sure that we could get Wilson County paid. This road improvement would be specific to the fact that this is it. The company is going to road bore underneath this road, and they will be asking for permission from the county to do that, to be able to move their lines from point A to point B on the property. So they determined that unearthing it would be able to be more timely and would be less expensive, otherwise they wouldn't have asked for it. And that was why we were talking about an alternate road so that 482 could be closed. But the county attorney's office have to determine, is there a way that we can make sure that the county is protected in doing this? Mrs. Huron and I have a meeting after this.
So I want to make sure, since it's tabled, it has to be brought back up again.
And if it comes back up at the next, court, I'm either gonna have an answer that it's not something that we can take and see through, that we didn't get all parties involved to agree, or that, we'd like to proceed in a fashion.
Move to agenda item number 15, we have Commissioner King, precinct 2, Pastor Ryan Kurtz, First Baptist Church, Forestville, discuss, take action to request courthouse lawn use for celebration of the Resurrection Walk. We will set up at least 10 tents using weights and sandbags. This is to reach out to our community here in East. Pastor Gary. I'm sorry, go ahead, Pastor. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so this is just a family community event that our church is going to be having on April 4th before Easter Sunday. I said 2 hours, but it'll be able to set up and take down, so a little bit more than that. But the event will be 2 hours from 10 to 12. It's a resurrection walk. It's a free, family-friendly community event that takes everyone through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So visitors will walk through each section. It's going to be sections that kids and families will walk through, where they'll experience the journey of Jesus' death and resurrection, be reminded of hope, love, and faith in Christ. At the end of it, there'll be activities, candy, just arts and crafts for families and kids to take part in that evening. So it's not just for First Baptist Church, it's for the whole community.
I know this was celebration of Easter, but what is it going to be on Easter?
No, it's on the Saturday before Easter, April 4th.
Okay, we don't have it on our rule. Commissioner, I'll entertain a motion on agenda item number 15.
I'll make a motion for the courthouse lawn use of, for the celebration of the Resurrection Walk on April 4th, for setup prior to tents, weights, sandbags, and a tear down after the event.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Curdola. Any other discussion regarding the agenda item number 15?
This is the part where the judge says you can't use any tent stakes or anything because we have,
Yeah, I was told prior about
we
the
have an irrigation system out there that.
I was told prior about that, nothing will be stuck in the ground, that is, will, of course, we may have signs, like little wire signs. That's
No, that's fine.
But we're not gonna have to dig stakes, it'll be bags, sandbags, water bags, something of that sort that'll hold things down, so. And this is all, of course, it's weather depending to, of course, if it's raining and it's all that kind of stuff along the way. But we're just, everyone's very united.
Thank you. Other discussion? If none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. Now move to 16, Luz Sarato permitting and development director. We'll go to 16A, non-standard plats and variances. We'll do 1 and 2, A, 1 and 2, Highway 97 West, 5155, precinct 4. Bad Bull, discuss take action at County Road 128, 2184, precinct 4. Grant Real Estate, discuss and take action.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
The first variance was requested by Mr. Kevin Brown, who is representing Brack Real Estate Property. This is for, I'm sorry, I'm speaking with the wrong one. The Highway 97 and FM 3161. This is Mr. Jason O'Connell. He came before the review committee proposing a split of the current 10-acre tract into 2 5-acre tracts. He did have all his utility letters. He does propose to build wells on the property for the property owners. And he is here if you have any questions.
There's not, there's a.
This is precinct 2.
Precinct 2, I'm sorry, that was the clarification you made. This is precinct 2, nothing. This was given,
What's precinct 2?
Bad Bull.
that one.
97 West. So, let's just vote on that.
Yes.
Discuss 16A1 will be voted on.
This was given a favorable recommendation to the review committee. Like I said, the developer is here in case you have any questions.
This is on 97 where We have 10-acre lots. Right now, this is getting split up from the 10-acre lot, which one of them has a well already. You're gonna put a well on the second one. Yes, sir. Out of this.
That will be good. Those, well, as of right now, 14A has an auto well on site, and that's where I also put an L report that shows adequate flow for that property. Track 14A would have a water well drilled on the property before it goes.
Yeah, we looked at this, in the committee, and I have no problem with this. Make a motion to approve non-standard plat for Highway 97, 51, 55, to Badville.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner King, seconded by Commissioner Criddle. Do we have any other discussion regarding 16A1? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay.
Abstain.
One. And item 16A2, County Road 128, 2184, Precinct 4, Grant Real Estate, discussing.
Yes, Mr. Kevin Brown was in attendance to represent the Brand Real Estate Holdings LLC at a review committee. This is for a proposed IDP that will be coming through our department and to Commissioner's Court. There is currently a mobile home on the property already, and since they will plan to put setback lines on that property for the IDP, it's already there, and rather than move it, they're asking for a variance. This was taken into consideration by the review committee and given a favorable recommendation. Mr. Kevin Brown is in attendance, and please have any questions for him.
This one was just a few feet within the boundary they're fixing to set up, and the setback they're fixing to set up. Like a trailer house.
Utilities are rescinded.
Yeah, it's gonna be platted, it'll be a platted IDP.
Okay. And this one's in precinct 2 as well.
No,
Seems like.
this is precinct 1.
Yes, so the mobile home is existing there. But I forgot what it is, 5 feet, it's about 5 feet, yeah. Well, it's like 8 feet. Yeah, so they're gonna put decent setbacks, but in order for them not to have to move the mobile home, that's what the variance is for. Will be within inside the setback. It is on an outside property line. It shouldn't create any problems or issues for the neighbors. All that septic stuff is the other direction away from the fence, so.
Okay, so just to be correct, 16A2 should be precinct 1. Okay. Entertain a motion on 16A2.
I'll make a motion to approve the setback variance for 2184 County Road 1. And real estate.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Any other discussion regarding 16A2? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes. 16B1, review and approve final plat, discuss take action on May Spring Ranch.
So Main Spring Ranch is in Commissioner Perdola's precinct. This was given an unfavorable recommendation to the review committee. Commissioner Perdola had a couple questions as far as drainage, the detention pond is empties at Brothers Causeway in his precinct, and has concerns that the water would come over the road. The developer is here, from Intrepid, the engineer to speak on behalf, if you have any questions for him.
Well, we discovered when we went out there to look at it, that the water from coming on Worthing, next door subdivision, is coming down in this same intersection, and I don't think that was taken into consideration on the Bay Springs evaluations.
So on that subdivision,
Sir, please.
where the,
Sir, state your name.
Mason Kroll with Intrepid.
Thank you.
So on that subdivision, we obtained the Camino Verde plans, the stormwater report. We were taking the drainage into account from the outflow structures that we had seen on the plans. It appeared that the water flow was going into the county right of way. However, we did receive images, I guess, Friday afternoon, showing that the outflow does come towards our property. So we will be re-evaluating that detention area.
Thank you.
What we're talking about, this package that we just moved.
So Mainspring is the one that has the pictures of that, the email that has the pictures of that. The other emails for Pioneer Ridge, that I received from our contractor engineer.
This one's in the next branch. Sir, this is your expertise.
He said that they're gonna relook at it because we determined Friday that we did a site visit, where water from Camino Verde is gonna impact this subdivision, so they need to recheck these calculations.
Okay, so you don't want to take action on this?
It does require an action,
Okay.
so we could either approve conditionally, approve or disapprove. If we disapprove it, I can bring it back before Commissioners Court at our next meeting.
All right.
With the reviews, pending the reviews and drainage.
Okay, is this time, I'll make a motion to disapprove, determining that we need some more calculation. Second.
Motion made and disapproved by Commissioner Cordova, based on the conditions that you noted, second by Commissioner Hickey. Any other discussion regarding item 16B1? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Motion is approved. 16C subdivision, Pioneer Ridge 1, review and approve final plat, discuss and take action.
So this is the plat that you have before you, with the corresponding email from our engineer. These are improvements that they, both the developer, the engineer, and our commissioner have spoken about, possible culvert under the county road to address the drainage. The engineer did want to see numbers on the proposed outflow with these new improvements. But they have met all their requirements as far as plat, for plat approval.
Precinct 3?
Precinct 3, yes.
So what we're proposing, we're waiting on the landowner to the east where he's giving us the approval to come under the county road with drainage pipe and accept the water into his properties, that about 100-acre coastal field. He said he'd love to have the water. So it doesn't come over the county road, but his son is an attorney and he has to review the
Drainage easement.
drainage easement for the county at this time, so I would make a motion to approve this conditionally upon receiving the drainage easement from the landowner. Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Cordova with conditions, seconded by Commissioner Hickey. Regarding 16C1.
Is something that legal needs to look at?
Sorry?
Is something that legal already looked at or needs to look at after they?
Trent drew up the agreement, the drainage easement agreement, and we're waiting on the landowner to sign it, and get it back to us.
update plans to reflect that.
Yeah, because they're going to read this evening. They came in at 4:55 on Friday. From our engineers.
I didn't see that.
They just got handed out. Here, there we go.
This one's on Main Street. Was it on-
That, it was an email thread, but that's pertaining to Pioneer Ridge.
You're saying this is Pioneer Ridge, but it says May Spring, like this one.
On the title, yes. It was an email thread. What he did was answer back my comments on May Spring, and then continue the conversation about Pioneer Springs on the same email thread. Does it say differently in the email?
Well, no, but
Spring Ranch.
he's correct in following a thread like this doesn't allow for very big continuity.
Yeah, we usually try to keep those
Whether
separated.
you use
in our
Crayola
email.
or magic marker or whatever else, that, I'm like him, I thought this one was May Spring, and so didn't even take it into consideration for this.
Is the developer gonna repair your road yet?
Yes, they're supposed to.
I guess the outfall's gonna be on that gentleman's property, so there'll be whatever proper slope is concrete. They've walked and all that stuff.
Yes. Okay, so I guess I need to rescind that, and what do we do then?
Well, it's still up to the commissioners. There's nothing wrong with approving it conditionally. It can be conditional. It would still be contingent on updated plans and drainage.
Well,
If that's
Has Mason seen this or not?
Yes.
Yes, I got it this morning. So all of the stormwater flows coming off of the subdivision fall within the subdivision regulations because we're not increasing flows into the county right of way. So that is like on the subdivision portion of it, the stormwater the routing the stormwater under the county road would be an additional service from the developers. It wouldn't be something that is required by the subdivision regulations. So any type of improvement that would be done under the county road would be resubmitted to the county for their review and approval. It's just not something that, according to the subdivision regulations, is required by the developer.
But the developer did agree to.
Well, I don't know, I'd argue with that.
Which part?
Well, the part that they've got to do a downstream analysis, and and so that's gonna wash out the road. And they need to do it.
County engineers do need the outflow so that they can size the pipe. So we know what size pipe to carry the flow under the.
Right, there's no change to any of the existing and proposed stormwater for the subdivision. It's just what's going under the county road, and that sizing would be the equivalent of two 24-inch culverts. So if it's arch pipe, it would be the arch pipe equivalent of two 24-inch culverts.
That's what we've never had, 24 inch.
Commissioner, what's your intention on that? Motion?
So we can leave it approved conditionally.
I would say conditional approval, yes, just because they have met all the requirements as stated by our regulations. What we're asking for is a county improvement, and it can't be held back contingent on that. But conditional approval pending drainage numbers. But like I said, ultimately, it's the position of.
Drainage numbers in the drainage easement, because the gentleman doesn't
Yes,
sign the
that's
drainage
something
easement.
that we're waiting on a document in our packet.
So what happens if that gentleman just backs out?
Then well, the fact of the matter, this, subdivision already was compliant with the current outflow of the existing drainage. Because they, were proposing a level spreader at that detention pond. So if that were not to work out, then we have to follow our regulations. We have to go by what we ask for. Without, minus the improvement.
This is why we need an engineer on the ground to see this stuff. Okay, what you got, Jeff?
Yes, need the motion as I made it.
Motion already has conditions, so. A motion 44 by Commissioner Crowe, second by Commissioner Bacon with conditions. And none, I'll call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. One nay. Motion passes.
I didn't hear whose name was.
Nay. 16C2, discuss take action on acceptance of letter of credit for $202,050. It's the same sum from Pioneer Red.
Yes, under procedure, they put down a letter of credit for all their improvements on the property, including road and drainage systems.
So the previous motion has nothing to do with this, as in all about this one.
Well, the approval of the subdivision goes together with the letter of credit. Once the approval goes, then the letter of credit is approved and they run at the same time for maintenance.
So we can approve the letter of credit.
Yes, the letter of credit can be approved.
All right, then I'll make a motion that we accept the letter of credit in $402,050 on the Pioneer Wood subdivision. Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Roll, seconded by Commissioner Bacon. Do you have any other discussion regarding 16C2? And none, I call for the vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those against, nay. Let's have it. Motion passes. Thank you. Agenda item number 17, we got Jim Stewart, our county sheriff's office.
For the month of February, we had 1,308 total calls, 867 reportable, non-reportable, 441 reportable calls. Had 39 livestock calls, 28 animal complaint calls, 15 mental health calls, and 6 calls for burglary. We had a total of 44 arrest reports for the month of February. We did 82 security checks, 550 patrol lights, and traffic code enforcement, 317 enforcement actions. Out of that, we had 38 traffic citations, 5 misdemeanor citations, 1 burn ban citation, 306 traffic warnings, 2 burn ban warnings, 1 animal complaint warning, and 1 livestock. CID for the month, we closed 9 cases, took 41 new cases, a total of 59 cases for the month, 141 cases, new cases for the year. Month of February, we sent 1 case to juvenile probation, 2 cases to the county attorney's office, 1 to the DA's office. We had 3 sent to FERC, pending further investigation, basically put away until we can find those, evidence or whatever. 2 of them were out of our jurisdiction. Did 14 sex offender verification checks. Criminal interdiction, OLS, 17 felony arrests for the month, 16 misdemeanor arrests. We stopped 340 traffic stops, assisted patrol on 14 calls. They recovered 1 stolen vehicle, and they did 3 days in county OLS grant operation task force. They turned over 27 illegal aliens. They seized 3.14 grams of methamphetamines and 6 ounces of THC oil. Jail and court security. Jail population averaged 117. Within 97, which averaged just right at 3.5, between 3.5 and 4 a day intake. Housed 6 for the United States Marshal's Office for $14,760. And housed 3 for Gonzales County for $5,040. Court security, they handled 12 reportable calls, 45 non-reportable calls for the month of February, and 61 in-county transports, 27 out-of-county transports, 2 mental health transports, 4 medical appointment transports, 2 court commitments, and they made 5 arrest reports. The question?
I would, enter to a second tonight.
I know they stopped some trucks the other day, because they called me and said, what's the violation? I said, "Well, you can't weigh them." So all I do is disregard traffic on class. So they did stop some trucks. No problem. Anything else? Thank you.
Don Blazek, Barnett County Tax Assessor Collector, Tax Assessor Collector, monthly reports on there, and all that reference. Let's move on to agenda item number 19, fiscal year reports, our county treasurer, discuss and take action on county treasurer's financial report.
Good morning.
Howdy.
I need to respond. What I'm presenting to you today is my February monthly reports. As follows, always, the first page, you'll see our checking accounts. Starting with the beginning balance and debits, credits that we have with the interest listed in there. And at the end of February, what our ending balances are. Then the CDs listed. Followed with the next page is our investment accounts. Our 2, the text pool and text class. Any deposits that we have made, any withdrawals that we have done within those accounts, and give you the ending balances on as well. Followed with the outstanding debt. You'll see that, it was noted, I think on my January 1, of course, but it does show that the principal payments as well as the interest that was due in February. That is now for 2026 what's on there, and then we'll have another one coming out in August. And of course, the 2 purchases listed below. Ending the report with the one that's titled the Treasurer's Monthly Report that lists every single fund with the transactions done for just that month of February.
make a motion to approve the county treasurer's February 2026 financial report.
Second. Motion made by Commissioner Martin, seconded by Commissioner King. Any other discussion before I get to item number 19? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Ayes have it, motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. And item number 20, Taylor and Waterford Human Resource Specialist presentation, payroll, personnel change.
Martin Reyes was hired as a patrol deputy for the sheriff's department, making $27.70 per hour or $60,500 annually effective today, March 23rd. And Corey Martinez is being hired as a patrol deputy for the sheriff's department, making $27.70 per hour or $60,500 annually effective March 30th.
Motion to adjourn. Thank you. And item number 21, Kristen Wallace and interim 20 hours to discuss and take action on uniforms.
On the US Bank card, it doesn't have it listed out who incurred the charges on the new city bank.
It's in that upper left-hand corner of that box. You can look at it. So it hasn't been.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the gray boxes in the upper left.
It's not as easy to read as the other one.
That transition was okay, we didn't have any problems.
Yeah, so far, everything was a really good transition, so. Are you able to find it? Are you able to find it?
So that's the final payment to city bank.
That should be as long as, I am anticipating maybe a few credits coming back, like refunds. But other than that, there will not be any more charges. Those cards were closed out February 28th, so if anybody tried to use them, it should have been declined after that date.
All right, Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the bills for $940,825.70.
Motion made by Commissioner Keen, seconded by Commissioner Moore. Further discussion regarding item number 11. None, I'll call for the vote. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those against, nay. Have it passed. Agenda item number 22, Commissioners Report A, announcement by Commissioner Ford, B, status update, information.
So, on the show barn, they are still looking at that. They're still going over some data, what happened. They will be removing metal to the back detention pond and getting rid of that. The detention ponds are still gonna get concrete poured on. The Phelps main line has gone in, so, and has been covered up. Anything outside the building, they can still work within the area. Anything that is at the demo site, like I said, they'll be removing metal, so they will not be working within that area. We will still be getting, the Terracon, we'll still be doing, some building. We have to take care of that. They have talked about coming to court. We will get a date so they can come to court and talk about what happened at the show barn and get some more information out to the public. But that's what we know.
The insurance company,
I'll let them discuss it.
well, I mean, I wanna make sure before we tell them that it's okay for them to remove that stuff, and everybody has agreed that it's okay to remove it. Nobody needs any more access to it before it's started. That's not it.
Major project.
Thank you, Tim.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Commissioner King, second by Commissioner Cardova. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Have a good. We're adjourned.
The adjournment?